Welcome to Storytime with Mama V. I'm your host, Victoria, but you can call me Mama V. In this show, we go on storytime adventures where magic exists, where brave knights and courageous princesses come out to play, and where the good always defies evil. Now, get comfy, because storytime is about to begin. Well, hey there, and welcome to Storytime with Mama V. I'm so excited to read to you today. Today I'm reading a chapter from a book called Red the Dragon, and this book comes to us from Bruno's Friendship Chronicles. I've read another book from Bruno's Friendship Chronicles on the show before, and I'll go ahead and link it in the show notes description. The books are written by Carol G. Barton. So let's get right into a quick sneak peek into Red the Dragon. I'll give you a bit of a synopsis of what the book is about. While on a family vacation, Bruno finds himself in a bit of a jam. After getting lost in a dark cave, Bruno courageously faces some old thoughts and considers some new ones. Join Bruno and his family on this entertaining social journey to discover the truth about a Loduadno legend. Oh my goodness, I probably didn't say that correctly. Let me try again. Landuadno legend. Okay, we'll give it our best shot. Here we go. Chapter 1. As I tried my best to fall asleep, I felt sun coming through the window. I pulled the cover over my head and closed my eyes tight. I needed more sleep because I stayed up late enjoying my night at the party with Lady, Bill, and Ava. I smiled as I recalled my adventure through Wookie Hole Cave. I was enjoying my time thinking about my adventure when I was interrupted by loud sounds. I covered my ears. There was so much noise. I wondered what was going on, so I jumped up and put on my goggles. I looked out the window and saw strangers. The strangers were looking back at me. As my eyes grew wider, I did the first thing I could think of to do. I asked loudly, "Lady, who are these people?" Lady came running into my room and replied, "They're reporters, and they heard about you. They're out of control. They've trampled my flowers." I peered back at the strangers. They started taking pictures of me. My vision slowly became blurry from the flashing of their cameras. A lady was there to help me. She closed the curtains and peeked out the window as I sat on her shoulder. We saw Bill talking to the reporters. He was answering questions. I could hear him talking all about our great adventure. I smiled as I listened to him speak. Lady turned to me and said, "Bruno, I need to talk to you. I made breakfast. Are you hungry?" I smiled and shouted, "I'm always hungry. Let's eat." I jumped off of Lady's shoulder and sat on the table. As I took the first bite of my cheesy toast, Lady slowly stated, "I need to tell you something." I put my tasty treat down and looked up at her. She had a worried look on her face. I opened my backpack and took out my thinking stone. Lady looked at me with her blue eyes and bright smile. She took a breath and stated, "Bruno, I've been up all morning. The reporters are trying to find out more about your discovery." She took a big, deep breath and held the thinking stone tightly in her hand. Lady continued on, "I think we need to go on vacation. I always wanted to travel, and Bill needs to live close to his job at Wookie Hole. Bill can rent our house while we travel." I thought about it. I'd never been on a vacation before. So I asked her, "Where will we go? What will we do? How long will we be gone?" I took another stone out of my backpack. It was a good thing I packed a spare thinking stone for just in case moments, like this one. Lady smiled at me. and replied slowly, "To answer your questions, Bruno, we can go anywhere we want. We can see all kinds of new places. I don't know how long we will be gone, and our home is where we are." I asked Lady, but what about all your memories and your pictures? I thought about all of the stories that Lady told me about her family, especially about her grandfather. Lady held the thinking stone a little tighter. She smiled at me as she explained, "The stories are all in my heart. With or without the pictures, I can tell you so many more stories. When we come back, the pictures will still be here." Holding my thinking stone firmly, I questioned, where should we go? Lady and I even held our thinking stones together. Lady replied, "I'm open to us going anywhere, but what I'm serious about is packing snacks for the road." I thought about it. I took a deep breath and held it for 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then let it out slowly. I looked at Lady and asked, "What does a road like to eat?" Bruno. Lady laughed and replied, "Bruno, it's just a figure of speech. The food is for us. We need to go to the open market and get the food we like to eat. We also need to decide where we are going so I can make reservations at a hotel." I asked, "How do we decide where to go?" Lady patiently replied, "Let's keep thinking. We just need to pick a place that is far away so that we can take a break from all of the reporters that want to talk with you." Lady picked up the kitchen dishes. Being a mouse, it was my job to clean up all the leftover crumbs. I took my work very seriously, munching on and on. "We need to get ready to go to the open market," Lady announced. I put my thinking stone in my backpack. I let Lady keep the thinking stone that I gave her. We both needed to do some deep thinking to find our vacation destination. So that was chapter 1 of Red the Dragon. And I hope you're getting very, very curious. Where will Bruno and his family go on vacation? And how will their vacation adventure turn out? I encourage you to check out the book. I will link it in the show notes description as always. And I'm also, as a reminder, linking the previous Bruno episode that I've featured on the show before. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying these stories, and I hope you're taking the time to pick out the books that you would like to read over and over and over again. As I mentioned, Red the Dragon is a chapter book. So this is something that you can, if you're already a reader, you can pick it up and read it 1 or 2 chapters at a time. Thank you so much for listening in. Please share this episode with a friend. Leave us a rating and a review, and I will see you on the next episode of Storytime with Mama V. Bye for now.